Good evening. I'm Jim Axelrod. It has been a day of high tension in Ukraine, in particular the southern peninsula known as Crimea. Russia has sent thousands of troops into Crimea, where many ethnic Russians live. The troops were deployed after the Russian parliament gave President Vladimir Putin the go-ahead to use military force to protect Russian interests in Crimea. The new government of Ukraine, which had a revolution last weekend, has responded by moving its military to a state they call combat alert. UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon says he is gravely concerned, and NATO says there's a, quote, urgent need for de-escalation. Elizabeth Palmer joins us now from southern Ukraine. Liz, what are you seeing?
Well, Jim, it's been a day of real escalation here in southern Ukraine. Some of those soldiers that you mentioned were specifically sent from a Russian military base across the border into the Ukraine, and they're taking control of roads. Crimean airspace is closed to civilian flights, and the acting Ukrainian Prime Minister has warned the nation that military intervention by Russia could lead to war.
In eastern Ukraine, festering resentment turned into outright violence when pro-Russian crowds beat supporters of Ukraine's new government, which favors greater ties with Europe and the U.S. Many people in this region don't feel Ukrainian at all. In fact, today they hoisted the Russian flag over Kharkov City Hall to underline just where their allegiances lie. But it was in the Black Sea region of Crimea, in Ukraine's extreme south, that Russia really raised the stakes as its soldiers openly moved to take control. Crimea is where the Russian Navy's Black Sea Fleet is based. It's a strategic and a military prize. So when the recently appointed Prime Minister of Crimea, Sergei Aksyonov, appealed to President Vladimir Putin to, in his words, assist in providing peace and calm, Putin didn't hesitate. A tame parliament in Moscow rubber-stamped his request to send in the troops.
So President Putin has sharply raised the stakes here in Ukraine, especially after the warning from President Obama yesterday that there would be costs if Russia intervened militarily. Well, that is exactly what it's done. So the question is, now what?
Elizabeth Palmer reporting for us tonight from southern Ukraine. Liz, thank you very much.